With us now to analyze attorney and Democratic strategist Jami Floyd. So this will make the ACLU happy, but I don't think it's going to make Barack Obama happy.
Well, that's not Holder's job. You know, I think being an AG is the hardest job in the administration because you're not really working for the president. You're working for us. You're working for the Constitution. You've got to do what's right by the Constitution and by the laws of the United States. And if the special prosecutor is what's needed here, that's what he's got to do, whether Obama likes it or not.
I just don't know. I know Holder and Obama are friends. So I'm not going to say that Holder, they're not playing some subterfuge game. They may be. Excuse me, but you know there's prosecutorial discretion on almost everything. And in this case, all the polls show that Americans do not want this. They think it's a witch hunt. And even the old memos that he's going by, this is at the end of the memo, and you will not see this on any other news program. The memo that Holder is going by to appoint the special prosecutor says, quote, the CIA's interrogation program was an absolute success in protecting Americans from another attack. And that includes waterboarding and all of that. Quote, absolute success.
The 2004 memo.
That's what this is. That's what I'm
goes back to 2004 in the Bush administration.
Right.
That pressure has been on to investigate what went on in these interrogations since long before Eric Holder had this job. And yes, it is correct that Obama has said from the beginning that he wants to look forward.
Yeah,
he doesn't
and he's
want
smart
to look
to do
back.
that. Right.
And that's a political choice, and it's probably a wise strategy. But Eric Holder is not in a political job.
Yeah, but you can get fired.
That's right, he can, but you can't make decisions as Attorney General because you're afraid of getting fired.
How many Attorney Generals did Nixon fire? Nixon was fired in 1 week.
I'm thinking about Nixon. I'm thinking about Nixon.
All right.
But you can't be thinking about Nixon if you're Attorney General.
I don't trust Eric Holder. I'll tell you why. He's the guy that wanted Mark Rich to be pardoned. You know who Mark Rich is?
I know all about Mark Rich.
He's
I know all about Scooter Libby, too.
Who went to Bill Clinton on the last day of the Clinton administration, who pleaded Wait, Jamie. Who pleaded Mark Rich's case, the biggest tax cheat in American history. Holder goes in, second in command in the Justice Department. Says, Mr. President, give this giant tax cheat a pardon.
The big news of today is the memo. It's not Mark Rich.
I just tell you why I don't trust him.
Memo.
Unless you can explain to me why he did that, I don't trust this guy.
But here's the good news if you don't trust him. Here's the good news. He has now appointed another man. A prosecutor, independent of Eric Holder, a prosecutor, independent, who is a special prosecutor, who is now going to look into this matter that has been on the table since 2004, since before Eric Holder's time. The pressure has been on the Justice Department for years.
From whom? The ACLU?
No.
Not from the folks?
No.
Folks don't want it.
The pressure has been on from all sectors. Having to do with the memos of John Yoo and others, having to do with what went on at Abu Ghraib.
Jamie, you're crazy.
Having to do
Obama doesn't want it. O'Reilly doesn't want it. Those are the two most powerful people in the country.
The big O's aren't the question.
All the polls say 65%
The big O's aren't the question.
There's no pressure.
The big O's aren't the question. The question is the Constitution and the federal law on torture and whether it was violated.
It's totally discretionary.
All that's being looked at here is whether or not there's enough evidence to investigate.
That's true.
If there's not enough evidence, we move on.
All right.
If there's evidence,
Leon Panetta issues a statement today to his guys and says, I don't want this. And then Mukasey...
He's at the CIA. Of course he doesn't want it.
That's a good point. But Panetta's a Democrat. Says, I don't want it. Mukasey, the former CIA guy, goes, hey, if you do this, Holder, no foreign country is going to cooperate with the United States in intel gathering because they don't want to be dragged into any scandal. So we're going to lose all intel's drying up around the world. And you might be killed because of it, Jamie.
This is not about politics. This is not about
you're totally ignoring my question.
This is about... You didn't ask a question.
I did. You may be killed. You may be killed because of this crazy decision by Holder.
We have federal laws on torture for a reason. We can't just violate them willy-nilly, and if they've been violated, we need to prosecute.
You go to any war. You could have prosecuted Abraham Lincoln for suspending habeas corpus in the Civil War.
They're going to investigate. Okay? We'll see what they find, and then you'll have me back, and we'll talk about what they found.
I'll have you back if you're alive. You may be killed because of terrorists. All of that stuff's going to dry up, according to Mukasey.
I'll be alive, Bill Owen.
I'm sorry.
Talk about
Hayden. I made a mistake. I said it was Mukasey. It's Hayden. Michael Hayden. All right? Do I have that right? I hope I do. Yes.
Yes, it's Hayden.
Michael
Mukasey was at Justice.
You know, I can't keep track of them all. Jami Floyd, everybody.